Sit back and enjoy an hour of fascinating facts you didn't know. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get started.
This is the St. Joseph Lighthouse, located in the state of Michigan, United States, on the shores of Lake Michigan. During winter, the lighthouse becomes covered by thick layers of ice due to waves and low temperatures. In warmer seasons, it appears clear, with its white structure and red roof visible. Recorded in the Chiloé archipelago, Chile, this video shows the Minga of house pulling, a community tradition in which an entire house is moved by land or water. The relocation is carried out with the help of neighbors, using oxen or adapted boats. No money is paid for the work. Instead, the favor is returned by helping in future Mingas. This practice reflects values of solidarity and reciprocity inherent to the local culture. Recorded in Ecuador, this video shows a glass frog belonging to the family Centralinidae. These frogs have a transparent abdomen that allows internal organs such as the heart, liver, stomach, and intestines to be seen. They are distributed in Central America and South America, especially in humid and mountainous areas. In Ecuador, several species have been documented, such as Centraline cutucu and Centraline sarsa. Their translucent ventral skin is a unique biological adaptation. Prince Rupert's drop, also called a Dutch tear, is formed by dropping molten glass into cold water, which causes rapid cooling of the surface and generates extreme internal stresses. The exterior solidifies under high compression, while the interior remains under residual tension. Although it does not remain liquid, this structure allows the drop to withstand blows to its thick end, even with a hammer, but it disintegrates if the tail is broken. The phenomenon has been studied by physicists since the 17th century. The blue lobster is an extremely rare variant of the genus Homerus, with an estimated occurrence of 1 in every 2 million. Its color is due to a genetic mutation that causes an overproduction of crustacyanin, a protein that alters pigment interactions in the exoskeleton. Like all lobsters, it molts periodically to grow, shedding its shell. During this process, it is temporarily vulnerable until the new exoskeleton hardens. The blue coloration does not affect its behavior or overall biology. The Moto Bag is a motorized suitcase designed in Chicago by the company of the same name, intended to make moving through airports easier. It uses a rechargeable lithium battery and a 200-watt electric motor. It can reach up to approximately 8 miles per hour and carry people weighing up to approximately 260 pounds. Its design allows the user to sit and ride the suitcase like a compact vehicle. Oktoberfest is celebrated every year in Munich, Germany, for approximately 16 days between September and October. It is the largest beer festival in the world and attracts millions of visitors. Attendees often wear traditional clothing such as Bavarian lederhosen. At this event, the German Oliver Strumpfel set a record by carrying 29 full beer steins for approximately 131 feet without spilling them. This achievement was officially certified in 2018. The featherless chicken was developed in Israel through selective breeding. Its creator, Avigdor Kahaner, crossed naked neck breeds to obtain birds more resistant to heat. The goal was to improve efficiency in warm regions by reducing overheating and cooling costs. This variety lacks feathers, which makes industrial processing easier. However, it is sensitive to climate and requires special care. Did you know that this small frog has enough venom to kill 10 adult men? It measures only 2 inches but is the most toxic vertebrate in the world. It inhabits a small area of the jungle in Colombia and Panama. It is known as the golden poison dart frog and comes in different colors. Its venom is called batrachotoxin and is concentrated in its skin. According to scientists, a single specimen has about 1 milligram of venom, enough to kill 10,000 mice or 10 adult humans. Experts know how to handle them. If you ever see one, do not touch it and stay as far away as possible. Niagara Falls is one of the most beautiful places on the planet. It is even considered one of the 7 wonders of the modern world. Every minute, more than 3 million cubic feet of water flow through it. This is an immense amount of water. What you probably did not know is that in 1848, the water suddenly stopped flowing, and people in the surrounding areas panicked and believed some kind of natural cataclysm had occurred. But the culprit turned out to be nothing more than a massive block of ice that had blocked the flow of water in one of the narrow sections located upstream. After 30 hours, that block of ice melted and everything returned to normal. Seeing the water flow again, locals breathed a sigh of relief. Apparently, it was not the end of the world yet. Have you ever wondered why your fingers wrinkle when they spend a long time in contact with water? The explanation is actually quite simple. It is due to an evolutionary trait we humans have inherited from our ancestors. When the skin on our fingers stays in contact with water for too long, our body creates these wrinkles to improve grip and prevent objects from slipping from our hands. For our ancestors, this trait was very useful, especially when they went fishing on rainy days. Did you know that in Japan, falling asleep at work can earn you a promotion? This custom is known as inamuri, which literally translates as sleeping in front of others. Inamuri is considered a sign of extreme exhaustion and of refusing to abandon your job even though you no longer have the strength to stay awake. This custom became popular in the 1940s when Japanese office workers had to work extremely long hours and fell asleep at their desks due to sheer exhaustion. Inamuri is highly respected in Japan, and if your boss sees you doing it, it is very likely that they will congratulate you or even promote you. Welcome to the city of New Delhi, located in India. Did you know that the air in this city is so toxic that a single day here is equivalent to smoking 40 cigarettes? This is one of the most populated cities on the planet, and also one of the most polluted. Air pollution is estimated to be 10 times above levels considered safe for humans, and it does not seem like things will improve anytime soon. Recent studies say that this polluted air ends the lives of more than 1,500,000 people each year, making it one of the most dangerous cities to live in. Let me introduce you to one of the strangest cattle breeds in the world, the Belgian Blue breed. They originate from the country of Belgium, and in case you are wondering, no, they do not use any kind of steroids to increase their muscle mass. These cows have a natural mutation that turns almost everything they eat into pure muscle, giving them that very unusual appearance. The farmers who care for them assure that they do not use any chemical or artificial products to feed them. Everything is 100% natural. The result of this genetic mutation is an animal that weighs more than 2,200 pounds and has powerful muscles all over its body. Grabbing a cat by the skin of the neck can induce a temporary immobility response. This reflex is similar to what occurs when its mother carries it. It is called tonic immobility and is a physiological reaction. Elephants are excellent swimmers and can travel long distances in the water. They use their trunks as breathing tubes, allowing them to partially submerge without stopping breathing. Although it is not common to see them swimming, they do so to move between habitats or escape threats. They can hold their breath for several minutes thanks to their adapted physiology. They have been observed crossing rivers, lakes, and channels in Africa and Asia. The hog-nosed snake is not venomous to humans. Its main defense is pretending to be dead, a behavior called thanatosis. It rolls onto its back, opens its mouth, and lets its tongue hang out. In addition, it emits an odor similar to that of decomposing meat. This smell deters many predators that avoid dead or spoiled prey. The grass-covered houses called turf houses are traditional in Iceland and were introduced by the Vikings in the 9th century. They are built with wood and covered with layers of earth and grass, giving them a distinctive and functional appearance. This design was perfected by Scandinavians and maintained for centuries. Their structure provides excellent thermal insulation, retaining heat in winter and coolness in summer. They were a practical solution given the scarcity of wood in the region. Many have been restored as cultural heritage. The Passion diamond shoes were presented in Dubai by the brands Jada Dubai and Passion Jewelers. They are valued at $17 million, making them one of the most expensive pairs in the world. They were displayed at the Burj Al Arab Hotel. They are made of leather, silk, and gold, and set with 236 diamonds. Filmed in Brazil, this shows a factory that works with amethyst geodes. Some stones are heated to about 1,652 degrees Fahrenheit to change their color to citrine. Natural geodes take thousands of years to form. They originate from minerals dissolved in groundwater or hydrothermal fluids. This competition was filmed in Hunan, China, where participants eat chili peppers inside a pool. It is part of local festivals that celebrate spicy food culture. The chilies used are usually regional varieties with moderate heat. They do not reach the intensity of the most extreme ones in the world. The Carolina Reaper, originally from the United States, is the hottest on record and exceeds 1.5 million Scoville units. This woman is Shamika Charles, known worldwide as the Limbo Queen. Originally from Trinidad and Tobago, she lives in Buffalo, New York. In 2010, she achieved the Guinness record for the lowest limbo in the world. In 2016, she broke another record by traveling the longest distance under a height of 11.8 inches. She was also the first person to do limbo under a car. Her skill has been recognized by international media. Did you know that the world record for the greatest number of hamburgers eaten by a single person is more than 30,000? Let me introduce you to Don Gorski, a man from Wisconsin, United States, who has not stopped eating them since he first tried them in 1972. The story goes that Don visited a McDonald's that opened near his home and ordered 3 Big Macs without knowing that day would mark the beginning of his love for hamburgers. Since then, Don estimates that he has bought more than 30,000 hamburgers from McDonald's, and in case you doubt his achievement, he has all the purchase receipts to prove he is not lying. He himself claims that his daily diet is based on 95% hamburgers and Coca-Cola. His love for the famous restaurant is so great that he even has a statue of Ronald McDonald in his front yard. Promacoteuthis sulcus is a little-known species of squid, recorded from a single specimen. Its appearance has been misinterpreted as having human teeth, but in reality, these are lip folds surrounding its beak. Squid, including Humboldt squid, do not have teeth, but rather an extremely hard, horny beak. This beak, comparable in strength to metal, allows them to capture and tear their prey with precision. The Dementor wasp is a wasp endemic to Thailand that was discovered in recent years and became world famous for having one of the most terrifying attacks in the animal kingdom. Experts who have studied it say these wasps use their stinger to turn cockroaches into the living dead. With a single sting, the wasp injects a lethal dose of venom into the cockroach's head and then lays its eggs inside it. Once the eggs begin to hatch, they feed on the cockroach's insides while it remains alive, turning it into a zombie or living dead. Because of this extreme attack, researchers decided to name it the Dementor wasp, after the Dementors from the Harry Potter movies that suck the life out of their victims in a matter of seconds. The pelican eel, scientifically known as Eurypharynx pelicanoides, inhabits deep waters of the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans, generally between approximately 2,300 and 9,840 feet. Its mouth is disproportionately large relative to its body, allowing it to swallow prey larger than itself. It can reach up to approximately 24 inches in length, although some specimens grow larger. Its extendable jaw and expandable stomach allow it to consume fish, squid, and crustaceans. Although it can capture large prey, its diet also includes shrimp and plankton. This behavior is adapted to the scarcity of food in its environment. This is a technique of traditional Chinese painting, especially present in the Xie Yi style, which prioritizes spontaneous expression over detail. It begins with single strokes that define planes and forms with precision. Some artists load 2 or 3 different colors onto the same long bristle brush. When applying the brush, the colors are released and blend on the paper, generating accidental gradients. This effect depends on the type of ink, paper, and humidity. In the Gomez Palacio market in Durango, Mexico, it is common to find scorpions of the genus Centruroides, especially Centruroides suffusus, known for its potent venom. Although its sting can be dangerous, especially in children, it rarely causes death in adults if medical attention is received. These scorpions are used for artisanal and scientific purposes and are sometimes displayed alive in aquariums. This is a drop of water falling in slow motion, captured at high speed to reveal details invisible to the human eye. Upon touching the liquid surface, the drop does not merge immediately due to surface tension and a thin layer of air. This contact generates a disturbance that forms concentric waves. In some cases, a small column of liquid forms and creates a new drop. That secondary drop can briefly bounce before merging. This phenomenon was filmed at the Kawah Ijen volcano located in East Java, Indonesia. What appears to be blue lava is actually fire produced by the combustion of sulfur dioxide gases. These gases emerge from volcanic fissures at more than 1,112 degrees Fahrenheit. When they come into contact with the air, they ignite and generate intense blue flames. The effect is visible mainly at night. Did you know that counterfeiting moves more than $500 billion annually? The counterfeit market is one of the largest in the world. According to a report from the European Union Intellectual Property Office, in the year 2016 alone, more than $500 billion in counterfeit clothing, shoes, and even perfumes were sold. Considering these figures, it is very likely that you have not noticed and have more than one counterfeit item in your wardrobe. This giant mechanical spider is called La Princesse and was presented in Liverpool, England in the year 2008. The installation was part of the celebration of the city as European Capital of Culture. It was designed and operated by the French urban art company La Machine. The structure measured 49.2 feet in height and traveled through the streets as part of a public performance. Recorded at Playa Larga in Tarragona, Spain, this video shows a Mediterranean jellyfish known as the fried egg jellyfish. It belongs to the species Cotyloryza tuberculata and can reach up to approximately 15.7 inches in diameter, although it is usually around 13.8. Its venom has low toxicity and rarely causes serious discomfort in humans. It is common in warm waters of the Mediterranean Sea during summer. Its rounded shape and yellow central coloration give it its common name. The hair of this dog stands up due to static electricity. This phenomenon occurs when the fur is rubbed with materials such as synthetic fabrics or balloons. The friction generates a buildup of electrical charge on the surface. Both conductors and insulators can retain this charge, although insulators do so for a longer time. It is more common in dry and cold environments. The mantis shrimp is a crustacean that can reach up to approximately 4.7 inches and inhabits regions such as Australia. It is known for its aggressiveness and for possessing front appendages capable of striking at a speed similar to that of a .22 caliber bullet, allowing it to break shells and hunt prey. Its vision is exceptional, as each eye moves independently and can detect ultraviolet, infrared, and different types of polarization. This ability allows it to locate nearly transparent animals in its environment. It belongs to the order Stomatopoda and has been the subject of numerous studies for its strength and visual perception. More than half of Brazilian supermodels were born in a small rural area called Rio Grande do Sul in southern Brazil. In this region, there is a perfect genetic mix for model scouts. Tall, slim women with straight hair, light skin, and light eyes, a blend of European and Brazilian traits. Supermodels such as Gisele Bündchen and Alessandra Ambrosio were born here. The tree of Tule is located in Santa Maria del Tule, Oaxaca, Mexico. It is an ahuehuete known for having one of the widest trunks in the world. Its diameter reaches approximately 45.9 feet. It is registered by the Guinness record as an exceptional tree. It has a height of more than 98.4 feet, and its age is estimated to be between 1,200 and 2,000 years. Barnacles are marine organisms that attach themselves to submerged surfaces, such as ship hulls. Historically, wooden ships were coated with copper and lead oxides to prevent the buildup of algae, worms, and barnacles. This treatment gave the hull a reddish tone that became traditional. Today, modern anti-fouling paints are used, although red remains common by custom. Hulls can be painted any color, but red retains symbolic and practical value. This is a presentation of giant puppets by the French company Royal Deluxe. They are known for traveling through cities in street performances that combine theater, music, and monumental machinery. In Latin America, they have performed in countries such as Mexico, Chile, Argentina, Colombia, and Uruguay. Each event mobilizes thousands of spectators because of its scale and visual narrative. The puppets include characters such as the Little Giant and the Scuba Diver Uncle. Chandipur Beach, located in the state of Odisha, India, presents an unusual natural phenomenon. The sea retreats up to approximately 3.1 miles during low tide. This occurs because of the extremely gentle slope of the coastal shelf, allowing the advance and retreat of the water to be observed visibly and rapidly. The phenomenon is periodic and has been documented by visitors and scientists. During low tide, a vast expanse of wet sand is revealed where shells, red crabs, and other marine organisms can be observed. This is how carpet pythons climb trees. Unlike other snakes that climb slowly, carpet pythons wrap their bodies around the tree to propel themselves with agility. These snakes live in Australia, Indonesia, and Papua New Guinea. They measure between 6 and 13 feet long. Their diet consists of small mammals, bats, wallabies, birds, and lizards. The practice of throwing flat stones so they bounce across the water is known as stone skimming. It is a popular recreational activity in various parts of the world. On the island of Eastdale in Scotland, the World Stone Skimming Championships are held every year. This tournament began in the year 1983. Participants use local slate stones to compete. Recorded in Puebla, Mexico, this man uses an ultraviolet lamp to locate scorpions at night. Under this light, scorpions emit a greenish or bluish fluorescence due to compounds present in their cuticle. This phenomenon has been documented in species of the genus Centruroides common in the region. Although biological functions such as defense or communication have been proposed, there is no scientific consensus. Some studies suggest it may be an evolutionary byproduct without a clear adaptive function. This sport is known as extreme ironing and has become very popular in recent years. It consists of ironing a piece of clothing in the most extreme circumstances you can imagine, from climbing a mountain to skydiving, literally anywhere. Fans of extreme ironing consider it a mix of adrenaline and a lot of fun. The Karai swimming camels are a unique breed of dromedaries native to the state of Gujarat, India, especially the coastal regions of Bhavnagar and Surendranagar. They are adapted to marine ecosystems and can swim up to 1.9 miles to reach mangrove islands. There, they feed on species such as Avicennia and Rhizophora, tolerating high levels of salinity. Local herders, known as maldaris, allow them to roam freely for several days following tidal cycles. The seahorse is one of the few animals in which the male carries out gestation. After mating, the female deposits the eggs into a brood pouch located on the male's abdomen. Fertilization and embryonic development occur there until birth. This pouch regulates salinity and oxygen, similar to a placenta. The process occurs in species such as Hippocampus erectus and Hippocampus abdominalis. The Onagadori rooster originates from Japan and has been bred since the 17th century for ornamental purposes. Its tail can exceed 26 feet thanks to a mutation that prevents the molting of certain feathers. Under optimal conditions, these feathers can grow up to approximately 4 feet 3 inches per year. The tail is usually composed of between 16 and 18 main feathers. In 1952, it was declared a special natural treasure in Japan. Tokyo has an elevated monorail system known as the Tokyo Monorail. It was inaugurated in the year 1964. It connects Haneda Airport with the city center. It runs on a single rail structure and offers views of Tokyo Bay and Mount Fuji on clear days. Recorded in the United States, this video shows a rock known as Uperlite, discovered in Michigan in 2017 by Eric Rintamaki. These rocks are a variety of syenite, rich in sodalite, a mineral that fluoresces yellow under ultraviolet light. The unusual glow is due to fluorescent compounds in its structure. Capoeira is an Afro-Brazilian martial art, developed by descendants of Africans during the colonial period. It combines dance, music, acrobatics, and combat techniques, and is practiced both as a physical discipline and a cultural expression. Its main styles are Angola and regional, each with different rhythm and focus. Although it has become popular worldwide, its roots are deeply tied to the history of resistance in Brazil. This is the Great Banyan Tree, located in the Botanical Garden of Kolkata, India, considered the widest tree in the world. It is more than 250 years old and belongs to the species Ficus bengalensis. Although it appears to be a group of trees, all visible trunks are aerial roots that descended from the branches, took root in the ground, and became woody. These roots form a clonal colony that supports the same organism. The original trunk was removed in 1925 due to fungal damage, but the tree continues to grow. In 2009, Google Earth users observed a pattern of lines on the floor of the Atlantic Ocean near Morocco. Some interpreted these shapes as possible remains of Atlantis because of their appearance resembling roadways or urban structures. However, Google clarified that these were technical errors in the collection of bathymetric data. The lines correspond to routes followed by ships mapping the seafloor. In 2018, there were more than 400 active submarine cables worldwide. These cables carry most global data traffic, including internet, emails, and services such as WhatsApp. The laying process is carried out by specialized ships that unroll the cable from one point to another along the seafloor. Modern cables are fiber optic, capable of transmitting large volumes of information. The first transatlantic cable was installed in 1858 between Ireland and Newfoundland, now part of Canada. Although it operated for only 3 weeks, it marked the beginning of submarine telecommunications. The larvae of lacewings, also known as green lacewings, belong to the order Neuroptera and are recognized for their camouflage behavior. Some species collect environmental debris such as exoskeletons, dust, lichens, or spider webs to cover themselves, forming a kind of dorsal backpack. This camouflage helps them avoid predators by blending in with the substrate and can also conceal their scent. They feed mainly on aphids and other small insects, making them natural allies in biological control. Recorded in the Dominican Republic, this video shows a beach affected by the accumulation of solid waste, especially plastics. Although part of the trash comes from local sources, regional studies indicate that it also arrives from other Caribbean countries such as Mexico and Venezuela, and even from the United States, carried by ocean currents. Pollution on these coasts is the result of land-based activities and inadequate waste management. The World Festival of Puppet Theaters is held every 2 years in Charleville-Mézières, France, and brings together companies from around the world for approximately 10 days. It was founded in 1961 by Jacques Félix and the company Les Petits Comédiens de Chiffon. The city also hosts the International Puppetry Institute since 1980. Charleville-Mézières is home to the International Union of Puppetry, and since 1987 has hosted the National Higher School of Puppetry Arts. The festival presents around 200 performances, both indoors and in public spaces, and receives more than 150,000 spectators. Humanitarian demining is one of the most extreme jobs that exist. It consists of exploring areas where conflicts occurred to search for and deactivate mines that remain active. Despite being very necessary work, it also involves enormous risks. The people who carry it out use special protective suits, metal detectors, trained dogs, and armored vehicles capable of withstanding any explosion. The coconut octopus, scientifically known as Amphiooctopus marginatus, inhabits tropical waters of the western Pacific Ocean, especially in areas such as Indonesia and the Philippines. It is famous for using coconut shells and seashells as portable shelters, representing one of the few documented cases of tool use in invertebrates. It can move in a bipedal manner using 2 tentacles, mimicking floating objects to avoid predators. Its total size is around 6 inches, including tentacles. It has also been observed collecting pieces to form defensive shelters. In Alaska, massive appearances of jellyfish have been recorded, especially in areas of the Gulf of Alaska. Although species such as the moon jellyfish are common, in certain years unusual concentrations have been observed that surprise residents. These events can involve thousands of specimens visible from the coast. The causes include changes in temperature, salinity, and food availability. Although they are not always dangerous, their presence can affect fishing activities. This is a hang, a percussion instrument invented in the year 2000 by Swiss luthiers Felix Rohner and Sabina Scherer in Bern, Switzerland. It was developed by the company Pan Art and is characterized by its lenticular shape similar to a flying saucer. It is made of hollow metal and has tuned indentations that produce different musical notes when struck with the hands. The design allows for rich harmonic resonance without the need for mallets. The deer cave is located in Gunung Mulu National Park on the island of Borneo, Malaysia, and is famous for housing millions of bats. Every day at dusk, they emerge in a long stream in search of food, forming a natural spectacle visible from outside. The park is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and stands out for its biodiversity and cave systems. This video shows the vertical landing of the Falcon 9 rocket from SpaceX on a floating platform in the Atlantic Ocean. Although it appears to be in reverse, the descent is real and controlled. Blue Origin has also managed to land its New Shepard rocket, but on solid ground. Both systems aim to reuse rockets that were previously lost after launch. This technology significantly reduces the costs of space missions. SpaceX began these successful landings in the year 2015. The advancement has transformed the modern aerospace industry. This fish is an Anabas testudineus, also known as the climbing perch. It has the ability to walk and breathe outside of water. It possesses a special organ known as the labyrinth organ that allows it to take oxygen directly from the air instead of from water. It is estimated that it can survive up to 6 days out of water. A gyroscope is a mechanical device that spins on its axis and generates a stabilizing effect due to angular momentum. This principle allows objects such as spinning tops or balls balanced on a finger to maintain equilibrium. In naval engineering, some ships use gyroscopic stabilizers to reduce hull rolling. Although this improves overall stability, it does not act directly on swimming pools. Ice waterfalls form when water flows slowly over rocky surfaces and freezes in sub-freezing temperatures, creating structures that resemble melted wax. This phenomenon occurs in winter in mountainous areas with high humidity. In Vega, Colorado, there are natural ice pillars such as the Fang, known for their hardness and stability. These sites are popular among climbers because they offer ideal conditions for ice climbing. Ice formation depends on the consistency of the water flow and extreme cold. The texture of the ice varies depending on the freezing speed. The location is one of the most recognized destinations for this activity in the United States. The cuttlefish is one of the most fascinating animals living beneath the ocean. Did you know it is capable of changing the color of every single cell in its skin? This is something no other known animal can do. Its impressive ability allows it to create all kinds of patterns, like the ones you are seeing right now. This helps it hide and deceive its prey, all thanks to the fact that it has more than 10 million neurons in its body that activate whenever this mollusk needs them. It is also able to rapidly change colors with the goal of hypnotizing its prey, something biologists consider a unique superpower in the animal kingdom. At Power Field at Mile High in Denver, parachutist landings have taken place during sporting events. In free fall, a skydiver can reach up to approximately 186 miles per hour in a vertical position. When the parachute opens, the speed is reduced drastically, allowing for a controlled landing. The final speed usually ranges between approximately 12 and 19 miles per hour, depending on the equipment and technique. This deceleration is achieved thanks to the parachute design that maximizes air resistance. The jump requires precision and specialized training. Recorded in Cambodia, this video shows a variant of the traditional sport known as jianzi, originally from China. It consists of keeping a feathered shuttlecock in the air by striking it with the feet or other parts of the body, but never with the hands. In Southeast Asian countries such as Vietnam, there are local versions with similar rules. In formal competitions, a net is used, and the game can resemble volleyball in its dynamics. The Dong Tao chicken, also called the dragon chicken, originates from Vietnam and is distinguished by its thick legs, which are considered a delicacy at traditional celebrations. Its meat is highly valued, and some select specimens have reached prices of up to $450. In Vietnam, the price per pound can range between approximately $7.5 and $8.6. This breed is raised with care due to its sensitivity to climate. The legs, because of their size and texture, are the most prized part. The Dong Tao chicken is rare outside Asia and difficult to export. Recorded in Taiwan, this video shows mechanized rice transplanting, a technique that uses machines to place seedlings in the field. Unlike broadcast seeding, where seeds are scattered directly, transplanting improves distribution and crop control. The method is common in regions with highly mechanized agriculture. Did you know that all the trees you are seeing are actually just one? The trees cover an area of approximately 106 acres and are located in Utah, United States. In recent years, scientists studying this area discovered that the trees are genetically identical and connected by a complex system of underground roots, which, in simple terms, means that all of them are actually a single organism. You just cannot see it because a large part of it is underground. For that same reason, this site is known as the Forest of One Tree. Due to its monstrous dimensions, some scientists consider it the largest and heaviest organism ever known. To give you an idea, it is believed that, collectively, this organism weighs about 6,614 tons. Surface tension is a property of water that allows light objects such as metal paper clips to remain on its surface without sinking. This phenomenon occurs because of the cohesion between water molecules that attract each other through hydrogen bonds. That attraction creates a surface layer with elastic resistance. If the clip is placed carefully, the layer does not break and the object remains floating. Although the clip is denser than water, it does not sink because of the cohesive force. Frost is a natural phenomenon that occurs when water vapor freezes directly onto cold surfaces, forming ice structures without passing through the liquid state. In certain cases, a leaf can act as a mold, allowing the ice to adopt its exact shape and detach in a single piece. If the leaf is flexible enough, this type of formation is possible under conditions of high humidity and sub-freezing temperatures. Although it is not frequent, the presence of large leaves in cold areas is uncommon, but they can be found in protected gardens or grown artificially. This is the largest atlas in the world. The Clenky Atlas measures 5 feet tall by 6 feet wide. It is so heavy that the British Library needs 6 people to move it. It was published in 1660. It consists of 37 maps with all the geographical knowledge of its time. Because of its historical value, it is kept at the British Library in London, in the section of ancient maps. Parrots have a notable ability to imitate sounds from their environment, including human words, laughter, and everyday noises. Although they do not understand meaning like humans, their imitation is not purely mechanical. They possess specialized brain structures that allow them to process and reproduce sounds accurately. In the wild, they use this ability to integrate socially through group calls. A parrot that imitates laughter does not do so because it understands humor, but because of auditory learning and a search for interaction. Imitation can be motivated by attention, repetition, or bonding with caregivers. There are scale models of motorized galleons that are operated by remote control and are used in historical reenactments, nautical fairs, and educational events. Galleons were developed by the Spanish in the 16th century, combining elements of carracks and caravels. They were large, slow, and robust ships designed for transatlantic trade and naval combat, especially on routes between the Americas and Europe. Their structure included multiple deck levels, square sails, and cannons distributed in side batteries. Some reached up to 1,102 tons of displacement. Giant clams, such as the species Tridacna gigas, primarily inhabit coral reefs in the western Pacific Ocean, especially in areas near Australia. They are filter-feeding bivalve mollusks that consume dissolved organic matter and plankton, and they can live for more than 100 years. They anchor themselves to the coral substrate and contribute to the ecological balance of the reef. Although they can expel water in response to physical stimuli, they do not do so as part of regular behavior. The species maintains a symbiosis with microalgae that allows them to generate energy. This video shows the cruise ship Carnival Dream sailing in the Caribbean when it suffered a rupture in a water pipe. The incident caused flooding in approximately 50 cabins. The crew took about 6 hours to remove the water and replace damaged carpets. About 100 passengers were compensated with refunds and vouchers for future trips. Welcome to Iron Mountain, the most protected vault in the world. It was founded in 1951 with the purpose of safeguarding valuable possessions of ultra-wealthy individuals. The complex features a state-of-the-art security system with biometric scanners on doors and heat and motion sensors in every room. In short, you are looking at one of the most protected places on the entire planet. It is said that all kinds of jewels and confidential objects are stored inside, from top-secret files to artifacts belonging to famous people such as the late Marilyn Monroe. Who knows if all of this is true, but judging by the massive amount of security in place, it is very likely that some very interesting secrets are kept inside. Have you ever wondered why the vast majority of airplanes are white? This is due to several interesting reasons you probably had no idea about. First of all, it is cheaper for airlines. Dark-colored paints tend to degrade faster due to sunlight. Remember that airplanes fly at high altitudes and are exposed to solar radiation all the time. If they were painted green or blue, they would need constant touch-ups to maintain the same shade. And painting an airplane is not cheap. It costs between $50,000 and $200,000. Can you imagine the expense this would mean for airlines? But that is not the only reason. White paint reflects sunlight more easily, making cabins much cooler for the crew. Another important reason for painting them this color is that it is much easier for maintenance teams to detect any imperfections on the aircraft. The blooming desert in Atacama, Chile, is a natural phenomenon that occurs in years of unusual rainfall in this region, considered the driest on the planet. More than 200 species bloom, many of them endemic. The aridity is due to the blocking of moisture by the Andes mountain range and the coastal range. In certain years, the El Niño phenomenon increases humidity and favors flowering. El Niño is a climate pattern that involves the cyclical warming of the Pacific Ocean. Its name was given by Peruvian fishermen who noticed warm currents near Christmas. This small device is one of the most incredible inventions of modern medicine. The origami robot is a tiny robot that comes in the form of a pill and, once inside your body, can perform a wide range of tasks, from closing an internal wound to extracting harmful objects from the body. In case you are wondering, the robot is controlled by magnetic fields, allowing it to make extremely precise movements. It was developed at MIT, and its creators say it will not be long before it is fully ready to enter the world and save thousands of human lives. Alpacas are one of the most social animals that exist, but did you know they can die of loneliness? Unlike other animals that can survive perfectly well without others of their species nearby, alpacas need to be surrounded at all times, or they may die of sadness. The Hakone Kowakian Unison Water Park in Japan offers a red wine-themed pool as part of its recreational attractions. This feature is based on the popular belief that wine can benefit the skin. Red wine contains antioxidants, such as polyphenols, which have shown positive effects when consumed. However, there is no scientific evidence that bathing in wine produces similar benefits. The experience is mainly cultural and playful. Moraine Lake is a glacial lake located in Banff National Park in Alberta, Canada. Its waters have an intense blue color due to the refraction of light on rock particles. It is surrounded by the mountains of the Valley of the Ten Peaks. It is one of the most photographed landscapes in the country and appeared on older Canadian $20 bills. Its natural beauty makes it a prominent tourist destination. Recorded in Italy, this instrument is a darbuka, also known as derbake, of Arabic origin and widely used in the Middle East. Traditionally, it was made from fired clay and goat or fish skin. In modern models, cast aluminum and plastic heads are used, improving durability. It is a percussion instrument used in folk and classical Arabic music. Spanish golfer José María Olazábal made a surprising shot during a practice round at the Masters tournament in Augusta. The event took place in Georgia, United States, in the year 2018. The shot was known as Six Frogs because of the ball's skips on the water. The ball splashed 6 times before landing near the 16th hole. The Guangzhou Finance Center skyscraper in China has one of the fastest elevators in the world. It was developed by the company Hitachi and reaches a speed of up to 3,937 feet per minute. This is equivalent to approximately 44.7 miles per hour. The elevator travels 1,443 feet from the ground floor to the 95th floor. The entire trip takes about 43 seconds. This technology represents a notable advance in vertical transportation. On December 28, 2018, an incident occurred in Queens, New York. An explosion at a Con Edison electrical substation caused a blue glow in the sky. The event was caused by a transformer failure. Did you know that baby koalas feed on their mother's feces during the first 4 months of life? Although this may sound very disgusting, it is actually very beneficial for them. During the first months of life, a koala's stomach cannot digest the bacteria or the toxins found in eucalyptus leaves. Their mother's feces serve a function similar to human breast milk. Through it, they obtain all the nutrients and antibodies they need to grow strong and healthy. The Badain Jiran Desert is located in Inner Mongolia, China. It is one of the driest places on the planet, with very little annual precipitation. Despite this, it contains 144 permanent lakes among its dunes. Some lakes are freshwater and others are saltwater. They are fed by groundwater coming from distant mountains. The name means Desert of the Mysterious Lakes in Mongolian. This is the original Legoland theme park, inaugurated in 1968 in Billund, Denmark, where the first Lego factory was also established. Since then, other Legoland parks have opened in countries such as England, Germany, Japan, Malaysia, the United Arab Emirates, and the United States. The United States locations are in California and Florida. All the parks are inspired by the construction universe created by Ole Kirk Christensen. Only 3 species of bats feed exclusively on blood, and all are native to the Americas. These are Desmodus rotundus, Diamus youngi, and Diphylla ecaudata. Most bats use high-frequency sounds to orient themselves. This system is called echolocation and allows them to detect objects in the dark. They achieve this through the echo produced by their own sounds. It is a key ability for hunting and avoiding obstacles during nocturnal flight. Octopuses have a remarkable ability to camouflage, as they can change both color and texture. They achieve this through pigment cells called chromatophores that reflect light in different ways and muscular contractions that alter the surface of their skin. Some species inhabit the Indian and Pacific Oceans, including areas near the Maldives. Texture change allows them to imitate rocks, corals, or sand to avoid predators. This ability is activated through complex nerve signals and has a high metabolic cost, comparable to vital functions such as digestion. Recorded in Florida, United States, this violet sky appeared after the passage of a hurricane, possibly Dorian or Michael. The phenomenon is due to selective light scattering, where particles in the air redirect shorter wavelengths such as blue and violet. This occurs mainly at sunrise or sunset, when sunlight passes through the atmosphere at an angle. The presence of low clouds, saturated air, and mild temperatures intensifies the effect. Octopuses are so intelligent that they get bored if they go a long time without solving some kind of problem. When they live in captivity, their caretakers must give them puzzles and challenges, such as placing them inside a jar so they have to open it, to keep them from getting bored and to give them a fuller life. These animals are said to be capable of using tools, have short and long-term memory, and solve complex problems. If their brains are not active solving situations and challenges, their life expectancy decreases drastically. Parkour is a physical discipline that consists of moving fluidly while overcoming urban or natural obstacles. It requires strength, coordination, and good physical condition. It is recommended to wear shoes with non-slip soles to improve grip. Some practitioners use gloves, but many prefer bare hands for greater sensitivity. Beyond technique, parkour promotes a philosophy of self-improvement and respect for the environment, avoiding putting life at risk or competing with others. This pool table is located aboard the cruise ship Radiance of the Seas, operated by the United States company Royal Caribbean International. It is equipped with a self-stabilizing gyroscopic system that compensates for the movement of the sea in real time. Thanks to this mechanism, the surface remains level even with waves, allowing the balls to follow their normal trajectory. Did you know that in Mexico, Belgium, Germany, and Austria, it is perfectly legal to escape from prison? Or rather, you cannot be punished for trying. In these countries, the desire to escape from a confined place is considered part of human nature, so they consider it unfair to add more time to a sentence for following a normal human instinct. During a modeling show in the United States, a replica of a tank landing craft used in the Second World War was presented, specifically in the Normandy landings. These vessels transported armored vehicles from ships to the shore. Modeling recreations are often detailed and based on historical documentation. Recorded in Hafjell, Norway, this video shows Lilleputthammer, a theme park with a 1:4 scale replica of Lillehammer's Main Street in the 1930s. The installation includes buildings, shops, and activities designed for children. In Seward, Illinois, United States, a leak of anhydrous ammonia occurred during an agricultural operation in April 2007. The gas formed a visible white cloud that drifted with the wind, prompting the evacuation of the area. At least 10 people were hospitalized for respiratory problems. Although there were no serious injuries, ammonia is highly toxic and can cause death if inhaled in enclosed spaces without ventilation. This is the X-Scream amusement ride, installed on top of the Strat Hotel Casino Tower in Las Vegas, United States. The tower reaches a total height of approximately 1,145 feet, making it the tallest freestanding observation tower in the country. The ride car extends more than approximately 26 feet beyond the edge of the building. The design simulates a free fall over the city, creating an extreme experience. Recorded in China, this video shows the controlled release of water from a dam when safety levels are exceeded. The process is carried out through gates, spillways, or relief tunnels that discharge excess water. These structures are designed to protect the integrity of the dam and prevent downstream flooding. The MV Blue Marlin is a semi-submersible ship of Norwegian origin, operated by the company Dockwise. It is designed to transport extremely heavy loads, such as oil platforms, submarines, and other vessels. Its deck can be partially submerged to allow structures to float onto it. The ship is then raised and transports them to their destination. This type of vessel is essential in specialized maritime logistics. This video shows a section of a rally race, a discipline practiced worldwide on surfaces such as gravel, asphalt, mud, snow, or ice. Despite the speed, drivers do not memorize the course. It is the co-driver who calls out the route in advance using a detailed pace note sheet. The notes include curves, obstacles, and key references. This coordination allows decisions to be made in fractions of a second. In very tight turns, drivers often use the handbrake to turn more quickly. Teamwork is essential to achieve good times. The Naval Honor Guard in China is part of the People's Liberation Army and participates in official ceremonies and national and international parades. During these formations, soldiers maintain precise alignment, using visible markers such as white lines painted on the ground. These guides help preserve symmetry and order in synchronized movements. The Moiraki boulders are located on Koikohe Beach on the South Island of New Zealand. They are geological concretions formed about 60 million years ago during the Paleocene. Some reach up to 9.8 feet in diameter, and their spherical shape has generated comparisons to shells or eggs. They are composed mainly of mudstone with crystalline mineral cores. They are not hollow, although their interior can differ in density. Their formation is due to the accumulation of marine sediments rich in calcium carbonate. The liquid shard structure was a temporary kinetic installation created by artist Patrick Shearn. It was exhibited in Pershing Square, Los Angeles, in the year 2016. It was composed of a network of metallic strips suspended by cables. Its design allowed it to move with the wind, giving the impression of floating. The visual effect evoked a liquid wave suspended in the air. Robo-1 competitions originated in Japan in the year 2002 and consist of fights between bipedal humanoid robots that simulate combat techniques. Some robots are autonomous, and others are remotely controlled, using microcontrollers to process sensor data and respond to the environment. The main objective is usually to knock down the opponent or push it out of the combat area. The rules vary depending on the technical level and robot category. The tournament has evolved with improvements in design, mobility, and programming. Recorded aboard the cruise ship Explorer of the Seas near Tenerife, Spain, this video shows a tilted hallway during a storm. The vessel tilted up to approximately 45 degrees due to winds exceeding approximately 80 miles per hour. This tilt caused chaotic scenes on board, with objects sliding and passengers struggling to keep their balance. The PL-01 is a prototype light tank developed in Poland by Obram in collaboration with BAE Systems. Its design is based on the chassis of the Swedish CV90120-T tank. It incorporates thermal camouflage technologies that reduce its infrared signature. At night, it can match the temperature of its surroundings to avoid detection. During the day, a visual projection system has been proposed to blend in with the landscape. These are bioluminescent marine organisms, such as ctenophores, also called sea walnuts. They emit light through a chemical process known as bioluminescence that converts chemical energy into light energy. This process often involves the enzyme luciferase, although it varies among species. Some caridians, such as certain shrimp, can also produce light, either in their tissues or through secretions. Bioluminescence serves functions such as defense, communication, or attracting prey. On August 19, 2019, the sky over Sao Paulo darkened in the middle of the day, around 3 in the afternoon. This phenomenon was caused by smoke from forest fires in the Amazon, combined with a cold front that trapped the particles in the atmosphere. The darkness surprised residents and generated international concern. The fires were concentrated in states such as Rondônia, Acre, and Mato Grosso. Although the smoke affected several regions, the darkening was most visible in Sao Paulo. In videos recorded during storms at sea, it is common to see ships that appear to disappear and reappear among the waves. This effect occurs when the vessel descends into the troughs formed by the swell and then emerges on the crest. Recorded at the Bitforms Gallery in New York, this is the Pom Pom Mirror by artist Daniel Rosen. The artwork is composed of 928 synthetic fur pom-poms. Each one moves thanks to 464 motors connected to a digital system. A sensor detects the position of the viewer's body. The silhouette is reproduced in real time through the movement of the pom-poms. It is a kinetic sculpture that brings together art, technology, and perception. Arte Sella is an open-air museum located in the Val di Sella in Borgo Valsugana in the province of Trento, Italy. This space combines contemporary art with nature in a mountainous, forested environment. The works are created by international artists and are integrated organically into the landscape. The route includes trails where sculptures made from natural materials are displayed. Recorded in Colorado, United States, this video shows a conveyor belt for skiers. These mechanical belts, also called magic carpets, help people go up small slopes without effort. They are common at ski resorts, especially in beginner areas. They function even in heavy snow and extreme cold conditions. They offer a safe and practical alternative to chairlifts. Aerogel was invented in 1931 by the American scientist Samuel Stevens Kistler. It is an extremely porous material composed mostly of air, with variants that reach up to 99.8% air and the rest silica or other compounds. Its translucent appearance has earned it the nickname frozen smoke. Although it is a solid with a stable structure, it is one of the lightest materials known, with densities barely 3 times greater than that of air. It can support loads far greater than its own weight and is used as thermal insulation in aerospace and scientific applications. This man demonstrates a homemade method for parking his pickup truck without touching the wall or the garage door. He uses two marks on the wall that line up with the beam of the headlights when the vehicle is in the correct position. This system depends on keeping the height and angle of the headlights constant. This is a double parking lift from the brand Cardock, designed to optimize space use in residential or commercial areas. The system allows two vehicles to be parked in the space of one through a hydraulic or electric platform. Cardock is a company recognized for its automated underground parking solutions. The Ubon Ratchathani Candle Festival is held in Thailand at the beginning of the Buddhist retreat known as Khao Phansa. It is a religious and artistic tradition in which local artisans create monumental sculptures using wooden and plaster bases covered with wax. These figures represent Buddhist and Hindu mythological scenes and are not intended to be lit. The event draws thousands of visitors each year and is one of the most important in the Isan region. The candles displayed are among the most elaborate in the world because of their size and detail. This is an electric arc, also called a voltaic arc, formed between two electrodes in a gaseous atmosphere. It is a sustained discharge that can reach temperatures above 9,032 degrees Fahrenheit. When it occurs accidentally, it represents a serious risk in electrical installations. Factors such as humidity, wind, or branches can influence its path. Recorded in Phetchabun Province, Thailand, this video shows the sea of clouds seen from the summit of Pu Thap Bok Mountain, which reaches approximately 5,886 feet in elevation. The phenomenon occurs when low clouds such as stratus or cumulus accumulate below the level of the mountain. These clouds form under conditions of high humidity and mild temperatures, common in mountainous regions. This is an inverted video filmed beneath the ice layer of Lake Sauriserka in Finland. The scene shows divers moving upside down, although in reality they are floating toward the ice. The visual effect is achieved by flipping the image and taking advantage of light refraction in the water. Lake Sauriserka is known for its clear waters and extreme winter conditions. This is a smart parking system that uses a vehicle lift to optimize space. The system allows two cars to be placed in the area of a single parking spot by lifting one to free space below. It is common in urban areas with high density and limited parking availability. These are thousands of birds known as great kiskadés, probably of the species Pitangus sulphuratus. This bird is distributed from the southern United States to Uruguay and Argentina. It is recognizable by its bright yellow breast plumage and loud call. This video shows a man blowing through a hole in the ice of a lake, illustrating the volume of a human exhalation. A normal resting breath expels approximately 17 fluid ounces of air. By contrast, a forced exhalation can reach up to approximately 85 fluid ounces, as seen here. This is what happens when you try to wring out a towel in outer space. The water gathers around the fabric and does not fall to the ground as it would on Earth. This gives you an idea of how different life is aboard the International Space Station. The Sun Cruise Resort and Yacht is a hotel located in Cheongdong-jin, South Korea. Its design imitates a cruise ship stranded on a cliff overlooking the sea. It was inaugurated in the year 2002 and has become a tourist attraction. The structure measures approximately 541 feet in length. It has more than 200 rooms, restaurants, and a rotating bar. It offers panoramic views of the ocean and the sunrise. Recorded in Denver, Colorado, this video shows an event called Bed Cinema, where attendees used inflatable mattresses instead of seats. An unexpected gust of wind carried more than 150 mattresses through nearby streets and parks. The scene went viral and was nicknamed the Great Mattress Migration. Recorded in Salzburg, Austria, this parade shows figures from alpine folklore known as Krampus and Perchten. It takes place each year around December 5 and 6, coinciding with St. Nicholas Day. Krampus are horned creatures that represent punishing spirits, while Perchten embody winter forces with carved masks that can be good or evil. Recorded in Brazil, this video shows an attraction based on optical illusions similar to the Ames room, where the slanted environment tricks the brain and alters balance perception. The effect is achieved through sloped constructions disguised with walls, bushes, or furniture, causing a sensation of instability while walking. The brain tries to align the body with the visual environment, generating postural confusion. Looking at the ground or closing the eyes can reduce the sensory conflict. Recorded near San Cristobal Island in the Galapagos, Ecuador, this video shows a group of hammerhead sharks. These sharks swim in groups and have a hammer-shaped head that provides sensory advantages. Thanks to the separation of their eyes, they can see almost 360 degrees. In addition, their heads house electrical receptors called ampulla of Lorenzini, which allow them to detect prey hidden beneath the sand. The Aqueduct is a transparent water slide designed by Disney Imagineering that was inaugurated in the year 2010 and is installed on the Disney Dream and Disney Fantasy cruise ships. This attraction runs along the upper part of the ship on an elevated structure, allowing passengers to slide on inflatable rafts while enjoying ocean views.
If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like it and share it with your friends. Subscribe so you don't miss more interesting content. Leave your comments and click on any of these videos. See you next time.